I knew on my 30th birthday that I wanted to cut my hair as a gift to myself. I just felt like my hair, the dreads, carried some weight and pain of my 20s with them. And I wanted to reinvent myself. And the way I wanted to reinvent myself, I felt like it had to do with my hair. Okay. So I invited all my friends to bagels and orange juice, which is like my favorite thing to have on my birthday. And I was like, we are going to do a ceremony and we're going to cut my hair. I didn't think it was going to be as emotional as it turned out to be. And I cut them and I looked in the mirror and I just cried. Afterwards, I was like, oh my God, I look like a boy. And it brought these memories of like when I was a kid and people would tease my head. Like the boys, first of all, like boys would tease me that my head looked like, I had this shape. My head looked like a bus, you know, the British school buses.
Man, kids are so cruel.
Kids can be mean. And so I really had never examined my head. Like I was asking my friend, does my head look like the shape of a bus? You know, does my head look like sometimes they would be like, it looks like the shape of the bus. They would call it in Swahili what we call kisogo. And they would also say like it looked like the shape of a bread. Remember those breads that used to be like
a round loaf?
Exactly.
Okay. Breadhead?
Breadhead. And so here I am at 30 years old and I'm like thinking about things kids said when I was 10.
Wow.
You know? And I was like going to my friends and asking for validation, like, does my head look like a bus? Does it look like a loaf? And my friends are like, no, you have a beautiful head. But just because my friend said I had a beautiful head, I didn't believe it. You know, it took a while before I could really accept like my head is my head. It's what I got. But it was something, cutting my dreadlocks.
So that was 30.
Yeah.
And now 5.5 years later, you went full, like you bicked it. You went straight to the skin. So when you had that feeling of crying, was there any similarity this time around or what was different?
There was something different. Definitely. I feel like emotionally, I have grown. Like I am more confident in who I am, and I've always been confident. So I'm thinking like I'm confident in the way that I look. I'm confident in my skin color. Like I'm confident as a Black woman. That's not an issue. But there was still something there that is not necessarily confidence. So in my 30th birthday, like I was just like, yeah, maybe you could call that like I needed validation from people that I knew. But this time when I cut it, I went to the mirror and I looked at myself, and rather than like saying like, Sarah, you look like a boy, I was like, Sarah, you're so beautiful. And then I was like, actually, I want to even go farther. So I asked you if you could shave it all off
with the razor I used for my head and my face.
Yeah, and it was still like hard. Like I would look at myself and be like, wait, who is this woman? Like you still look, you know, it wasn't that huge of a difference, but it is.